Ah, yes, PlayStation 1 style horror games. They have gained quite a bit of popularity in recent years with plenty of cool original games coming out in the style. There is even a Bloodborne remake in this style called Bloodborne PSX Demake. It's a great project and it's free on itch.io, so I highly recommend you to check it out. Anyways, people have been recreating the visuals of PlayStation 1 games, which are mostly caused by the hardware limitations of the console at the time. The low poly models with low resolution textures and PlayStation 1's unique texture warping gives an eerie feeling to the games, which is a desirable quality in horror games. Also, it's quite easy to do. Just drop down your polygon counts on your models, use low resolution textures, pixelate your game, add the texture warping, add some VHS effects, and drop the FOV to something like, I don't know, 5, and voila! Aesthetics. Yeah, jokes aside, I love the style, I love the aesthetic, and I want to make one. I want to make a horror game with PlayStation 1 style graphics. Actually, I have started two projects last summer with similar goals, but unfortunately, I have abandoned them, so here we go again. A quick disclaimer, I just listened to the recordings I just made and it cringed the hell out of me. But I think I'll just roll with it because it's really time consuming and I don't have the patience to create something that I am satisfied with. So, yeah, whatever. Let's go on. The projects I abandoned were in really early stages, so there is not much to them, but they helped me learn how to actually create the style and how to code a proper player controller, the object interactions, and all those kinds of things. And I think now I am a better game developer, so I might be able to continue the development even further. Like, hopefully, I can get to the end. That's one of the reasons why I record this devlog. I think it will push me to actually complete the project, or at least be a motivation to progress the project. By the way, the things you see on your screen right now is from those projects, and yeah, they suck. But it's okay because we are starting a new project. So let's talk about the game. I have split the game into three main chapters and an intro. Intro is basically the player wakes up in a spaceship, there is an emergency situation in the ship, sees the planet from the window of the ship, and the things go wrong and ship crashes. That's it, that's the intro.
Chapter 1.
After our ship crashes, the player wakes up on the surface of a planet, a strange planet. I don't want to spoil the lore, it's a strange planet. Okay, you can understand it from the name of the project, Red Planet. Whatever, wakes up on the surface of the planet, and it's mostly open space. It will set the atmosphere for the player, there's music, and I think I will add a small puzzle to finish this chapter. But it's mostly just for setting the atmosphere and giving some pieces of lore to the player. That's it.
Chapter 2.
After the openness of chapter 1, the player will get into a structure in chapter 2. This is also where the horror elements will take place. Also, I think I will implement a puzzle to make a transition from chapter 2 to chapter 3.
Chapter 3.
In this chapter, the player will reach either the very top or the very bottom of the structure that we got into in chapter 2. And not much will happen actually in this chapter. I think like there will be a few minutes of walking and then the ending of the game. We just finalize and package up everything and yeah, finish the game. So to sum up, the game starts with an intro. We wake up in a ship, our ship crashes, we get into chapter 1. It's an open space, it's atmospheric, and not much happening, just walking and getting pieces of lore maybe. and you get into a structure, which is chapter 2. And this structure is where the main horror elements of the game will take place. And probably player will run away from some kind of enemy or something, and will solve a puzzle to progress into the chapter 3. And in this last chapter we give some more pieces of lore to the player and unfold the story a bit more and just finalize everything and end the game. Yeah, that's it. By the way, there is a chance that this whole concept doesn't make too much of sense to you right now because I didn't spoil any lore or talked about the story of the game. But I don't want to spoil it, so all I can say is that game takes place on a strange planet and terrible things happened on it. Okay, this was the devlog episode 0 for the Project Red Planet. Hopefully I will be uploading every Sunday from now on. I want to lay down a solid player controller till next week because next devlog will be about that topic. And yeah, that sums it up. Before I go, I want to say that, dude, making videos is hard. Like, the idea is simple, but actually sitting down and recording your voice, writing down what you're gonna say, gets tiring quickly. So this video will be mostly cringe and low quality, but I think it will get better with time, so I'm fine with it. With that out of the way, I'll see you in the next episode, and hoşça kalın.